FX Trades. Just want to kind of bring a quick update. I managed to get filled. I want to kind of just go over a little bit of kind of what happened, where I'm up to, and where we are with the plan. So I was looking at this is more around, I guess, what's the word I'm after? Let me go to the 1 hour. Psychology, and specifically around weekend trading, and really why we shouldn't really be trading in the weekend, at least when you're looking at certain characteristics of price action. So this was last weekend, pretty static, very low volume. You can clearly see here not an awful lot of volume coming through on the weekends, yet still people trade. And what happens is when people trade around this consolidation area here, it's very, very, very easy to get trapped. And we see how it played out. We got this big candle here. This was at 8 PM on last Sunday. And yeah, big candle to the upside. If you had your stop somewhere around here, well, you would have got stopped out. So you see this all the time playing out where, there'll be a big market move just to squeeze all of the shorts, and we just plays out time and time again. So I would always kind of caution you rather to not trade, not just on weekends, or at least not trade on weekends if the setups aren't good. But more importantly, don't trade these consolidations areas here. They're always, if anything, you want to try and catch a move, not be in the move here hoping for something to happen. And I'll explain a little bit about what happens on this one, on why I got in. So we were trading similarly along here, so we can see we've had relatively low volume, similar to last weekend. Yes, we had a couple of good moves, but what I'd noticed was we had a big move to the upside, more volume than kind of what we typically see on a weekend, and then we got rejected by the 200 EMA. This is on the 1 hour. Those who know me now know I mainly trade on the 1 hour. And then we came back down pretty much straight after the gain. So this was offering good support, good resistance, and we see it here as well. And it has done actually, quite a lot. You can see all of these kind of areas where it tries to get back up, and then it kind of fails out. So I thought to myself, well, let's test the water. I had an entry here. It got filled on this candle right here, and carried on going up a little bit. I thought to myself, well, let's look at a sensible stop loss. So this is this big long descending resistance line that goes on, many months. Actually, that may even be longer than months. Let me just double check. Let me just scoot to the daily a second, just see how far back this goes. Yeah, you could argue even this would be pretty much online. So what's that? This is as far back as July, which has been respected. So it's a major area of resistance, and it hasn't really broken it yet. So feels like a solid enough place to have your stop. Let's get back to the hour. Right now, I'm kind of debating where to take profit. I think we may come back, retest 200 EMA before we kind of head back down. Who knows how it's going to play out. But one thing's for sure, if I look at the Fibonacci retracement, we'll want to probably come back down and claim this area here, maybe before we retest back up to these areas. So we're looking around maybe the 18,900, 18,950 could be a good position to take profit. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. But just in terms of the psychology piece, don't, as I say, don't try to trade in the consolidated zones. What a beginner will always do, someone who's new to trading, is they'll always just, they'll specifically if you're a scalp trader, and that's okay if you're a scalp trader because you're only looking for very small moves anyway. But if you're looking for big breakouts, you don't want to be in this zone. Like here, I was looking for a short, but I put my short in, when because kind of along when I saw we had this failed breakout here. I thought to myself, well, let's see how it plays out, and then the volume started dropping off, and I thought, okay, well, a good move now would be to come back up, retest that before heading back down. So, I had a short position here. I didn't think we were going to long because we were starting to die off, lose a bit of exhaustion on the MFI. So I knew we were going to maybe come back, have a little retest here, and now we're coming back down. Now we are hitting the heart line, and we maybe come back up and test a little bit higher. But ultimately, we've got a bit of room before we get stopped out. Now this isn't a bad stop. Wouldn't hurt our account size too much. I think it's about $18 loss, which I think we started with $94. Our last trade came in took us to $123. So even if I took an $18 stop at that point on the since our original count size, we're still up. But I do feel confident we'll get some action downwards. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. Just a quick update. Got in at the 19,228. I was originally favouring the monthly open, but with such low volume, this one I'm probably going to just see how it plays out. I mean, if it maybe comes down to this this retracement area, I would definitely consider taking some profits, if not all profits at that point. My conjecture is I do believe if I go back to the daily, it's quite an important thing to note this, but basically if you look, right, so if we get our draw tool, let's make it, we tagged it here, kind of missed it here, but it was a move to the upside, and the moves are getting closer and closer, and you'd expect that anyway as we're starting to close in on this triangle pattern here. So the kind of bottom, I just get off that 1 second, move that across. So if you look, the bottom here, this is our low of about 17.6, 17.5, something like that. We are starting to get really close to and kind of hugging the touch line here. So you usually would expect some sort of a break out to the upside. But I still think before we do that, we're going to print some new lows. How far we go, I don't know. But what I do believe will happen, we'll see maybe a bit of a scam wick. So big wick down, and then there'll be a massive order block around this area. What could that look like if it plays out? Let me just double check. Let's just go. Let's just try and bring this closer along. So if we were gonna look at another move, could maybe come down and test the 1700 mark. And let me just see what's along here, just a bit further. Apologies for this. I just want to kind of sense check some stability on this move. We could very well test this area, maybe this area here, where we've got these elements and this. So we could enter that 16,500 mark in terms of to print a new low, and then I think what will happen after that is we'll see huge order block that would commit to big buys that'll take us back up, and where I think we'll probably end up is somewhere between 22,500 to about 25k. somewhere along that. Let me just see where I am. I'm losing the plot here, fellas. Sorry. Let's get back along here. Yeah. So somewhere around this kind of 22.5 to around 25 mark, somewhere here. Is where I'm targeting a retracement. On the longer macros to time frames, this is, yeah. Somewhere around there. But for us to get back into this zone, I still think we're going to have to come down here first, break through this. Now look how long we've got. Let's see, before this kind of happens. So in terms of days, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And either side, whatever way it breaks, it's going to be an epic move, one way or the other, because you know we've been in this pattern now for a fair few months. So it's going to be interesting one way or the other. But my prediction is we're going to come down, maybe test this 16.5 to 17, maybe as low as 1700, 16.5, 1700, somewhere around that, before we get a bullish move to the upside, targeting this area here. So let's see how it plays out. But for now, we're in a good position. As I say, we're just got in another trade. We used some good analysis to figure out where we want to get in. On this particular one, we were just looking at the 200 EMA. We've got a sensible stop loss. Let me just delete that. We've got a sensible stop loss, which isn't going to cripple our accounts, which is fine. If we do come back down, I'm going to probably be targeting around, let me just see where that was on that local high there. So yeah, maybe targeting around the 18,950. Somewhere around that'll be a good move to the downside. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Just want to give you a quick update. I am currently in trade, currently in profit. Not massively, but it is the weekend and anything can happen. Don't like trading the weekends. Don't like really trading Monday. Don't really like trading Friday. Best days to trade really are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. More often than not, the Monday's kind of setting you up for the week, and then the Friday is kind of everyone's kind of packing the bags for from work and getting ready for the weekend. So if you want the best kind of action, maybe just trade Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and leave the weekends for the smaller stuff. But I just fancied this one. I was just kind of seeing how things were moving with price action and low volume, and I just fancied that we were going to come up and test that. So, okay, that's all I've got for you for this one. I'll keep you updated as things progress. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.